It's the Imperfect Gardener here, and I want to talk about my growing station that I have indoors that I used to get my seedlings started this year. They are huge. They're not seedlings anymore. They're huge. But I want to talk about what's been difficult for me with it, and that is that I have it up against a wall here a long ways because that's the way I thought it would fit best. Next year, what I would do different is I would turn it so that it's coming out from the wall like this. The reason being that I have to water everything and I can't reach it. So every day when it's time to water, I have to pull out the whole tray. Like right here, there's a tray that sits here. See how this one down here is completely full of stuff. And some of them I ran out of trays for, so I've got all these on little pots. I have to pull all those little pots out, sit them on a shelf so that I can, or on the floor so that I can get back there to this big tray, pull that big tray out, water it. So I got to get to all the big trays in the back. Same thing on each shelf. It's taken me quite a long time to do that every day. It's like 35, 40 minutes to pull out each tray, water each tray. Not that I mind it that much. It's kind of fun, but I could save a lot of time next year. So I'm making this video for myself too. Next year when I do this, I'm going to have it coming out this way from the wall. So I'll be able to get on this side of it and on the other side of it because it'll be coming out this way. And then I can reach in and water both sides, trays on both sides without having to pull everything out in order to water. It's been especially delicate with this stuff back here. The broccoli and the cauliflower I have found to be very delicate actually. I don't know if I'm not watering them enough. Well, today you can see some of them are droopy. But what happens is, here's one right here. Reached in to water that at some point. Probably while watering it, I broke this. So I've got a leaf that's broken off. I may as well take it off now. It's going to die. These break very easily, these stems and branches on the broccoli and cauliflower. I'm finding they break off really easy. So you've got to be gentle when you're watering them. You can't just reach back in on top of them and start pouring water all over. First of all, it just drips off all the leaves and doesn't get into the pot. So you've got to get down in there, and you just have to be really careful. I've been taking my jugs of water, putting them into a smaller water bottle. It's like this size. Pour it from the jug into here, and then from here into the plants so that I can be gentle, getting it in real carefully in there and not break everything off. But it is a lot of work, just the silliness of having to pull everything out and water it and put it back in every day. It is good to look at it, but for next year I would turn the station the other direction so it comes out long ways. I can get on both sides of it. I'll be able to water more easily and take care of everything a little more easily and won't have to take it all out every day to work with it. But look at how wonderful everything is growing. I cannot believe it. These peppers are humongous. I can't believe I grew all this myself. Very excited. Look over here. More broccoli, cauliflower. Look at those. That's beautiful. More tomatoes. And on my other shelf has just become a humongous, I have to blind you a minute because who knows what could be around here for you to see. Okay, here we go. Look at that. These big beefsteak ones, and look at all these. They're gorgeous. All these tomatoes. It's my little tomato forest growing over here under this shelf. There's a whole box there that I've sold to a friend, and I got to get to her soon. And I did end up selling. I've sold over 70 tomato plants to my friends. So I'm really excited about it. But next year for watering, I'm going to make sure everything is coming out from the wall in a different direction like this, long ways, so that I can get behind it to make watering easier. Because, if you're imperfect gardener, you learn a little bit at a time. So, but that's something that might help somebody else when you're setting up your station. Make it so you can get in the back of it if you're growing this much stuff. I've seen a lot of people online who aren't growing this much. I really went crazy with it. When I do something, I guess I kind of go big. So, but this is my garden space out here in case you haven't looked at any of my other videos. You're looking through a screen, but my garden is out here. Back here I've already started my cold crop stuff that I could put in before the last frost. I've even got some little radishes coming up. You can't see them from here, but they're coming up. But that's my garden space. Over here I'm making a new section this year. Where's my finger at? New little spot for some corn over here this year because I just have so much I want to plant out here. I don't have room for the corn in the main section. So anyway, it's a big garden. I'm proud of myself. But I love it. I love gardening, and when you have that big a garden, you can grow this many things indoors for yourself. So anyway, next year, note to self, make it so you can reach things better, and it'll be easier for watering and taking care of them. I can't wait to get everything out in the ground. I'm worried a tiny bit about these pepper plants because they're getting so bunched up together. I don't want them to, start having any of the leaves dying off or mildewing because they're so close together. So I'm trying to be real careful, and excited about getting them ready for spring. And I've got 2 weeks till I'm sure the last frost is done. But at the end of this week, if it doesn't look like there's going to be any more frost, I could plant some things then. So that's it from The Imperfect Gardener. Have fun gardening.